Hey, what's up, everybody? Reggie Van Treese here of TCA Performance, the Complete Athlete. So right here, I've got a piece I'm going to be using. It's about a 10-minute piece where we're going to work on some mobility stability work. For those of you who have lower body or lower back issues, hip issues, which almost every one of us does in some way, shape, or form, this is going to be a great way to either warm your body up, or you can do it on just a regular mobility day, or it's a good cool down. So I decided to actually film this on that way I can kind of talk you through a few pieces that I like to use myself, and that way hopefully you get something out of it. So first things first, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to start off with using this stability ball. Okay, if you don't have a stability ball, as long as you have even your bed or something like that, you can do this piece. So all I'm going to do is just let my T-spine hang. So I'm just going to be here, and I'm just breathing in, breathing out. That's it. And I just want everything to kind of get itself loose. Then I'll go ahead and slowly start to build it back. Now, you don't have to necessarily do a full back bend or anything like that, but just keeping yourself nice and steady. Use your hands as an assistant. And for myself, I know that I feel this like right at the bottom of my T-spine and at the top of my lumbar spine. Then you can cross your arms, whatever you want to do on that front. Then you go ahead, bring yourself up, kind of walk it off a little bit, just to kind of give yourself a little adjustment period right there. So then I'm going to get that out the way because we don't need it anymore. But then what I'll go ahead and do is I will go into a posterior pelvic tilt while bringing my foot up. So I'm going to squeeze, let me go this way. So I'll squeeze my glute, doing just like so, keep this posterior pelvic tilt, and then I'll go ahead and I'll lift my foot, hold this here for about 10 seconds. And in that 10 seconds, you're going to feel a whole lot of glute firing. And it's hard to keep that posterior pelvic tilt because of the fact that you still got to keep your balance. But that's why this is fun. So now I'll go ahead and switch to the other side. Again, nice and stable base, 90-90. Actually, I should probably do a little bit more tuck. There we go. And now go ahead. Yep. And again, we're just saying up, staying strong, trying to keep those glutes firing as best as possible. And then from here, I'll go ahead and I'll relax it. Okay, now I'll use the foam roller. Now I don't necessarily do a ton of foam rolling. I do more like pressure pieces and things of that nature. If you got one of these ones, the Warmup foam rollers, these are awesome because they have the grooves that you can get yourself into. If you don't, that's okay. You can still use a foam roller as well. So what I'll do, I'll show you from behind, is I'll go ahead and I'll put my lats and serratus anterior, just like so. And all I'm doing is I'm moving just slightly up and down, just like so. Making sure I'm breathing, because breathing is very important here. Then I'll go ahead and I'll add a little bit of a stretch, also putting a lot of pressure as well. Then I'll go ahead and open up. I'll go ahead and switch sides. Still same concept. Getting into that groove, right in that ridge, and then just up and down. Whew. You might feel some things move while you're doing it, and that's okay. As long as obviously nothing actually hurts to the point where you can't do the movement itself. Then I'll go ahead, go on this foam roll piece, right, just like so. And I'm going to go ahead and move just like that. And then I'll go ahead and move myself a little bit further down. Now, I don't ever want to go too far down with foam roller anyway, just because of the fact that it puts a lot of pressure through your midsection, and then trying to come up with your lower back and things of that nature. You don't necessarily want to put all that on there. And then I'll go ahead, come up just like so, right about here. And again, I'm just working on a little bit of extension here. Because then what that's going to set up for is then we're going to actually go into real deal extension on the ground, press ups, back extension. Most of us need more of this because oftentimes we are in a state of flexion on the regular. So with this bad boy, all we're going to do, just hands on, keep our bodies relaxed. push up, chest up. Try not to let your glutes engage as you do this, because that's the hard part, is not letting your butt actually squeeze as you come up and through. Good on that. Now, here, you can go ahead, you got a few different ways you can go ahead and make this happen. Is you got a little bit of a platform, so in that way you get a greater range of motion. So it looks something like this. You can start yourself off like here, and then just breathing through, into the nose, out through the mouth. Or you can go ahead, put your body on, and open up. And again, glutes aren't firing. I'm just getting big range in my lower back. And then you can also add a band. One of these infinity bands would be good for you. It pretty much just looks like a rubber band. And then what you would do, you'd anchor yourself down just like so, and then press up. And again, big thing here is still that your glutes are not engaged. There you go, staying in your control, just like so. Okay, then let's go ahead and go over some rotation. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to put my knee over my right leg, and then I'm going to bring my left arm, open up. I'm going to bring it around all the way through. So getting a nice little windmill action. Now, if you want to, you can have the foam roller and the knee bring down that. I personally like just holding it and just keeping myself nice and secure accordingly. So then we'll go ahead and we'll switch sides. And again, I actually just got done with a workout right now, so that's why I'm kind of doing this in real time. So in that way you can see right here, boom, bang. Now we'll go ahead and we'll bring it all the way around. Also, this is working T-spine, this is working a little lower back, this is working shoulder and scap mobility as well. Okay, now we'll go ahead and do a few bridges. Now, I know myself, usually when I do these bridges, you want to think about hands length apart, and I'll just focus on the squeeze. You don't have to be all the way up here to squeeze. 6 inches or so, or enough where you about hand length, and you're good to go. So I'll just do that, and then I'll go ahead, set side to side, my hips, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get into our next piece. I'm just going to gear us up for, we're going to be 90 degrees, 90, sitting into the hip, bring it, lift it, and then we'll go ahead and we'll turn it, just like so. Bring it, lift it, and turn it. Now, you can go ahead and do that. You can add this variation into it, where each time you bring your knee down, you can boom, bang, lift, bring yourself back up. All these types of variations on that type of stuff. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to hold steady here. Just knock out a set of 5. Just like that. Now I'll go ahead, knock out another set of 5. And again, with this foot, you don't want it to plop down on you. Okay. Then, from there, I'll go ahead and we'll go into some rotation work again. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and get on a knee. Just like so. Now, you can do this on the wall, or you can do this just with your free body, whatever you need to do. I'm going to bring my right leg up, close the gap, and then from here, I'm going to open up to my right leg side. I'm going to go ahead, touch my foot, open up my back, just like that. Boom. Bring it back. Rotate, bring it through. And again, this is getting more T-spine mobility work. Actually, a lot of bit of the posterior chain, or posterior core muscles, QL, your rectus spinae and all that type of stuff too. So here, hold steady, open up, bring it back. Here, hold steady. Just like so. And then last but not least, what I like doing as well is that I'll go ahead and I'll do some like rotational work where I'm doing some hinging. So I'll keep my foot back just like so. Hinge back into the hip. Really hone in on having a little give, keeping a flat back. And also making sure that I'm pushing through my heel with my midfoot engaged. And also the ball of my foot is engaged as well. So in that way, as I come up, just like so, and then you can add a turn into it as well. And I'll show you how that looks right here. Now, all you're doing, still with that, just like so, good hinging, really making sure that that heel is in the ground, just like that. Now, you'll bow and arrow. Bow, and then you'll go ahead, hold that, bring it back, and come back up. How that looks from the front is just going to be like so, just like that. And then you can add increased range of motion as you see fit. You'll be good to go. So those pieces are things that you can do for yourself. So in that way, you're going ahead and get yourself nice and warmed up. And right there, it only takes probably about 10 minutes. And obviously, if you got any questions, feel free to put those in the comments. But I hope this helped you out. And you already know, we're building better athletes, baby.